Hey guys, we're back here on DanRobzProbz SkyFactory map, and today we need to get a mob grinder going because we need some of those mob drops for making concrete and some of the other items that we need, dirt and such. So I've been off camera. I have been grinding out the resources and trying not to grinding out the resources, and I've built this, made a bigger platform, just made the little thing here, and I was able to get some string from some mobs to make a bed. So we got a place to sleep and a little storage. So this is just kind of was a place to get away from phantoms. But then I spent the time grinding out the wood, chopping trees to get the wood I needed for the mob grinder. So I'm going to cut here and show you a time lapse of me building that. And it was quite a chore. I can, from experience, because apparently I learned things the hard way sometimes. When you're building a mob grinder on a SkyFactory map or a Sky map, make sure you build it all at once, because I had a heck of a time. I underestimated the amount of wood that I needed, and oh, I can't tell you the countless number of times the thing got blown up by creepers, the number of times that I was killed, knocked off, pillars trying to fix it. It was a madhouse. I finally got my daughter to just log in and stay up in the mob grinder while I gathered the rest of the supplies I needed to fix it. So it's all fixed. It's good to go. So I'm going to show you that time lapse of me building part of it. It's not the whole thing. And the mob grinder is not my design. I used Lister's design. And I'm not even 100% sure that he's the one that actually came up with it, but this is where I got it from, was from Lister, and I will put a link to that video in the description if you want to check it out, or I'll put the description somewhere. Maybe I'll put it in one of the little card things, so you can check it out if you want to check it out. And this thing is absolutely amazing. So so let's just jump into that time lapse, and then we'll come back and we'll try to work on some other things. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse, but we're going to run over here and see what kind of mob drops we have, and it looks like it's getting to be nighttime. And most generally, this is going to kill the mobs, but every once in a while you'll get spiders or witches or mobs that have armor on that won't die when they hit. Apparently that spider went all the way back up, but he'll be back eventually. Anyway, so we've got some flint, some string, some zombie flesh, cobwebs. Now, the cobwebs can be turned into string. So I don't know all the recipes quite right offhand, but I do know that we need to get a source of food going. So, I'm not sure where I want to go with the farm, but I'm hoping to eventually get carrots and potatoes too. That kind of scared me for a minute. So I think maybe I want to do 9x9 plots, and that's the other thing too, that we don't have water yet, so that might be a problem. And I get Enderman spawn, so you know I got a couple Ender pearls. Plastic you get from the baby skeletons, and I've managed to pick up a little bit of armor from some of the mob drops, and I have the extra over here that I've been able to get, because this farm was dropping stuff even as I was trying to get it built, so it's been pretty awesome. That's where I managed to get some of the weak torches and some of the regular torches, was from some of these mob drops. But I think, like I said, we need to get a farm. Getting hoppers for this is going to be kind of important too, I think. Just so we're not, working on other things and then maybe the drops despawning before we can go collect them. So I need to figure out, I think iron comes from cobble. And if I remember correctly, that cobble has to be smelted. But I think what I'm going to do here, like I said, need to get some crops going. But the only way you can get water is, well, there's two ways. We can get water in a cauldron when it rains, but that also means iron. And then if we can get cactus, we can smelt the cactus and get a water tile. And then you can update it by placing a block next to it, and it'll turn into flowing water. But I don't have cactus and I don't have sand, so I think the plan is going to be, we need dirt. Definitely need some more dirt, because we need some more trees going. So we need a tree farm and a wheat farm to start off with. So I think those two things I'm going to build off back. One back behind the little hut there, and then the other one off to the side. I'm not sure how big I want to make the tree farm yet, but we definitely need to get dirt. So I'll show you if I can remember the recipe for dirt. I know it's apples, and managed to get quite a few apples. I want to say it's apples, saplings. Let's just get all this. Apple saplings. Is it sticks? Hold on, let me see if I can pull that recipe up real quick. Because I know dirt is going to be important, and so is cobble. So we're going to have to figure out how to make cobble too. let's see. Dirt is apples, rotten flesh, sticks, and a sapling. So we have got quite a bit of rotten flesh, so that's good. And I know we can also make dirt out of mushrooms, and I've managed to get a couple of mushrooms from killing some witches. So let's see, apples there, but I don't have the mycelium yet to grow the mushrooms. That would be the easiest, smartest way to make dirt, but this will work for now, and we'll just turn all this into dirt. Okay, I'm out of sticks. Okay, so we got 20 pieces of dirt, so that'll give us a good start on a, I think tree farm. We need tree farm. I can grow the wheat just by bone mealing it and getting some food that way. Alright, I've only got 2 pieces of bread left, so I'm definitely going to have to work on that. Oh, and the other thing too, all these particle effects, yeah, I have the bad omen effect for about another half hour or so. So you do get pillagers in the spawner, which is kind of cool, actually. So I haven't gotten anything outside a couple of banners, which I'm sure you saw those, so I've had a couple of pillager spawns. But anyway, that's kind of cool. I haven't got a crossbow yet, but I'm not so big on the crossbows. I'd rather just have a regular bow and my arrows, so I'm good with that. But I think what I'm going to do now is, I don't think I'm going to bring you along for the building part, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off this way, grow some trees, do some grinding. I'm going to go off this way and make a tree farm and get that going so we have plenty of wood. And then once we get some more wood supplies built up, and we still have a few stacks, which I'll turn into slabs, and we'll build off that way. And then I think the next thing will be to at least get some food grown or get some food grinded out. So let me get that done, and then I'll bring you back and show you what I've gotten done as far as tree farm, and maybe hopefully I can get a somewhat garden thing going. I know I can grow them without water, but they grow much slower. But it's better to have slow growing crops than no crops at all, and then we can always add the water in later when we can finally get some. So I think that's going to be the project for today, is get a decent tree farm going. And I think, so where that tree is at is where we spawn in every time. Since I slept in a bed, I usually respawn over here in the hut, but I think I'd like to make a safer place for spawning, just in case we spawn back into the command center, or when we come back from like visiting the recipes and that kind of thing. So I think that's going to be done with some wheat once I can get enough of it. So I'll work on the tree farm and then maybe bring you back for after I finish that, or I'll just go ahead and do both a tree farm and get some kind of wheat farm going, and then bring you back after that. So I'll see you in a few. So I'm, over here trying to get some trees so I can, build out a platform. Whoops, and I think I just knocked a torch off. So I can get a platform for a tree farm, and I just happened to look up and, see this. Really? Don't tell me a wandering trader spawned up there and is now hanging his llama from the spawner. But that's kind of what it's looking like. So weird. So I don't know if a wandering trader maybe spawned in there, but we now have a llama hanging from our spawner. So okay, I just I just had to pop back in and share that with you. Just kind of weird to look up and see that llama hanging. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to work, guys, and I'll see you when I get this. What happened here, but my audio didn't get recorded for this last clip. So we got the tree farm finished, and I'm gonna take you over here and show that. And there's an Enderman hanging out there, but I left it in such a way that when the trees grow, the leaves will touch to make it easier. And I kind of didn't make it an odd number of, and here I'm talking about maybe putting the crop farm back there, but I left the tree farm in such a way that one, it could be expanded, and I should have made it an odd number rather than an even number, but that's okay. It will work. So the next step is getting these trees harvested, getting apples so that I can get what I need for making a crop farm. Unfortunately, we don't have access to water yet, so that will be a bit of an issue, but at least we can get some food grown, as we definitely need some food. So we're going to run over here and see what the drops we've gotten. And this moth farm does fairly well. I know hoppers are definitely going to be a must for this, because it will be easier than having to run back and forth to grab stuff before the items despawn. So that's going to probably, after we get the crop farm going, we're going to need to focus on getting some iron for some hoppers, and that's going to be a task because to get iron we need cobble. And this is just showing you some of the drops that I've gotten so far. I am getting some armor, quite a few bows. So we're doing good as far as that goes. But anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to end it. We ran out of time to finish